Hi, everybody. I'm Tony. I'm a food addict. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the gray sheet. I write it in my phone. I call my sponsor at 9:40 p.m. every night. Obviously, I'm not going to call him tonight. Um, I don't eat no matter what, and I eat no matter what, meaning since I came to gray sheet, I'm never hungry. It's bizarre. So, a little bit about me. I'm 58 years old. I'll be sober 32 years, March 1st. And you think I would know better, right? That's not the case. So I picked up food at a very young age. Probably, I don't really remember how old I was. You know, I grew up in Babylon Village, and 9 houses on my block. We were all related, like a nice, good Italian neighborhood. So I, if you fed me, you loved me. So I go to grandma's house, I go to grandpa's house, I go to this house, I go to that house. And when the lights would come on, my mom would scream dinner time, and we'd go home and we'd eat. And as long as we had everything on our plate, we got dessert. So that was that. And, my dad weighed about 140 pounds his whole life. My mom was a little chubby, but not really. And alcohol, drugs, food, and gambling runs rampant in our family. And, growing up, I never fit in, never felt a part of. I was always like a smaller kid. And last one picked in gym. I hated school. I didn't fit in. And it's funny, today, I'm very outgoing. I can talk to anybody. I could talk in front of people. It doesn't bother me. But as a kid, if I had to do an oral exam, I would say, just give me an F. I can't do it. I can't. I was terrified. I couldn't talk in front of people. And then you get sober, and they're like, oh, when you get 90 days, you got to speak. I was like, you kidding me? And in gray sheet, you get 90 days, and you got to qualify. And, it is what it is. And it's probably, I sit before you now. I mean, obviously you can only see my head, but I weigh 200 pounds. I came into gray sheet at 400 pounds. And this is the only thing that's ever worked. I'm looking at my face. I'm like, is that really me? It's kind of weird. It's surreal. It makes you want to cry for happiness. I finished an AWOL today, my first AWOL. I mean, it took me many, many years to have spiritual awakening as a result of doing the steps in AA, because I just didn't drink and went to meetings. Oh, step meeting? I got to rearrange my sock drawer. Oh, it's a big book meeting? No, I'm not interested. So the resistance to change is, what I had. What's change stand for? Come help activate new good emotions. I'm a real big acronym kind of guy. And my friend just celebrated 3 years in gray sheet, and I wrote out a whole bunch of stuff in there, like nuts, not using the steps, and let go and let God, and hope, hold on, pain ends, and hearing other people's experiences. And I am so beyond blessed to be, first of all, for you two for doing this, having this commitment and doing this. Thank you so much for doing service. That is like, service is fitting, service is sexy, service is what we all need to be here for each other, And I've been noticing, I've been going to a lot of meetings lately, and my attitude is bizarre. It's like so positive. People are calling me. 5.5 years ago, at 400 pounds, I had a pulmonary embolism in my driveway. I pissed my pants, and then I passed out. And as I pissed my pants, I was like, that's interesting. Now I got to go change. And I didn't think nothing of it. And 400 pounds, oh, great. Now, you know how hard it is. If anybody here has been 400 pounds, it's not fun. It's like being in prison. It's like being, like you get to 400 pounds, and it's like, all right, what am I going to do? I'm either going to kill myself, I'm going to get surgery, or I don't know what to do. So, I had that pulmonary embolism. I had 3 doctors tell me I was probably going to die. They're like, you're in really good shape. You're probably going to die. I'm like, come on, Doc, Brown's in shape. Nobody laughed. And then I remember I got to ICU. My heart rate was 167. I had diabetes. My BP was 195 over 90. And I was like, this is probably not good. So I sat there. All my friends came to visit me. They're like, what's going to change? Are you going to change? Is anything going to change? So let me back up real quick. 20 years ago, I went to OA with a girl, we're dating, whatever. She needed to lose weight. I didn't think she did, whatever. So we lost weight together. I lost 100 pounds. And I'd walk past the mirror, and I'd be like, who's that guy? And I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle the mindset. I couldn't handle the weight loss. I couldn't handle anything. I just didn't eat sugar for 7 months, and I lost 100 pounds. Like any good addict, I gained 6 pounds a month for like 2 years. So I gained like 150 pounds. So now I'm 400 pounds, going to meetings and not going to meetings, and go to meetings and nobody would call me back. So I'd go and binge. I'll show you. Let me take this poison and hope you die. That's not really how it works. So, no, and then I had that pulmonary embolism. I got out and I was scared. I was like, oh gosh, what do I do now? So I went back to OA, and I lost 80 pounds. And then I started eating carbs again because I didn't think I had an allergy. You know, I have an addictive personality. I'm covered in tattoos. I have, like, anything I buy, I'm addicted to more. More what you have, more what you have, more what everybody has. So, you know, I was, you know, like scared straight. So when I picked up the carbs, I was like, I'll just eat them once a week. But that's not really how it goes. So I don't know how, whatever. Oh, no, let me back up again. So 8 years ago, my sponsor has 8 years. So 8 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, I see him at a retreat. He's in AA too. And I'm like, I'm done being fat. I had a 4X sweatshirt on. I said, you want this? I have a painting company. I gave him a sweatshirt. He goes, oh, it's free. It's for me. So I give him a sweatshirt, and that's it. I never see him again. And then like 10 years ago or 8 years ago, I see him, and I go, oh, hi, you new? Because that's me. I always introduce a new guy. He goes, no, I'm so-and-so. I said, yeah, whatever, guy. And then he showed me his picture of a 400-pound man and the 180-pound man standing before me. I was like, what did you do? And he said, I go to something called Great Sheet. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day, and I don't eat nothing in between. I said, I go to OA. And he goes, okay. I never said another word, but the seed was planted. That mustard seed of hope was planted. And then, you know, I continued to do my dance of being fat. Being that heavy is like being in prison. I've never been in prison, so I really can't. If anybody's here has been in prison, I don't try to minimize your feeling, but that's how I felt. It's my story. This is what I told you about. So I went to Great Sheet through, actually, the lady that celebrated tonight. She said, why don't you come check this out? It's like clear-cut directions. It's 3 way-to-measure meals. There's no cheating. There's no cheat meals. There's no snacks. I was like, all right, whatever. And the person, that meeting I went to, they were cupping. I'm 400 pounds. A cup of salad is nothing. So I cupped for a month, and then I was hangry. I was hungry, and I was angry. I was like, oh, F this. I can't do this. So I went out to dinner with my family, and I eyeballed the meal, and I called the sponsor, and he goes, how'd you do? I said, oh, well, I had X, Y, and Z. And he goes, did you weigh it? I said, no, I know what it looks like. He goes, we don't eyeball anything. You got to start over. I was like, oh, yeah, well, F you. I'm out of here. So I left, like every good addict. I left, and I showed him, gained more weight, and I came back like a year ago. And I was, you know, obviously, well, not obviously, if you have a pulmonary embolism, that's bad. The whole right side of my heart, my lungs were 100% clogged with blood clots. I had a big clot in my leg. I had gout. I had diabetes. I don't have diabetes today. My A1C is 5. You know, I don't have, well, I don't know if I have gout. I had blood work done the other day, but I see a plethora of doctors. And the pulmonologist says to me, Anthony, why don't you just get the surgery? I said, fine, I'll get the surgery. Because now I've been up and down a couple pounds. You know, I've lost 100 pounds a few times. So, and then I Googled what you could eat on surgery. I was like, I'm not willing to do that. So I was like, when I got sober, I had a gun in my mouth. I was going to blow my brains out because I couldn't stop drinking and drugging. My sister found me, PS, whatever. That's 32 years ago. I'm sober. So I leave the doctor's office crying hysterically because now I knew I'm hitting the bottom and I got to change. I said, I'll just kill myself. And then I text my friend, who I thought was just me and him, but funny thing, it was a group text with like 20 of my friends. And I said, I just left the doctor's office. I can't stop eating. I can't lose weight. I just want to die. And then I called that guy, and he said, meet me in Mineola. I said, Mineola? I live in Bayshore. I'm not driving to Mineola. He's like, there's not a lot of meetings on Long Island, so get your ass here. So that was February 10th, 2018. I went in, and my Great Sheet Miracle lady was celebrating 10 years. I never saw her again. And she shared her experience, Faith of Hope. And I was like, wow, I hope one day. You guys see my life. I said, I hope one day I could say I'm abstinent and I'm grateful. I didn't really like that whole mantra thing. I was like, these guys are nuts. I'm never going to say that. But whatever. They say it because whatever. But in the beginning, I was just like blown away. And I never saw this lady again, you know, and I started going to meetings and I started my journey. And I remember what I had for breakfast. It wasn't abstinent, but lunch and dinner were abstinent. So I had to use the next day as my abstinent date. It was February 11th, 2018. You know, and March 1st, 1988 is my sober date. So I'm like, damn, I wish I could have came on the same date. But, you know, when you progress, when you prolong something like that, sometimes we never get it. So, you know, and I don't really know my sober date. You know, I got high in January and February, and then my sponsor said, did you get high in March? I said, I don't remember. He says, all right, March 1st is your sober date. I was like, that's it? You don't get left back? You get beat up? He's like, it's program of honesty. I don't really care when you got sober. Just put the plug in the jug, work the steps, and change. Change. What do you change? Everything. I got up this morning, I put a pair of extra large underwear on. They were too big. Boom. I was in 4 and 5X clothes. I gave like 6 big bags of clothes away because I always had a reservation in the back of my head that someday I'm going to need these clothes. But today, you know, I was thinking that I shared this morning. I said, you know, you can tell us in the other program, you got to keep your head where your feet are. My head and my feet are right here. I'm in my living room. So I can't think about tomorrow. I can't think about yesterday. I can't think about 20 years from now. I can't think about anything but right this second. God is everything or is nothing. You know, I have a plethora of friends. So many people tried to help me lose weight, take me to like a dog, take me on walks, take me on bicycle rides, take me here, take me there. I had 3 gym memberships at one time. It was insane, you know. And everybody's now people come to me and say, you know, we really thought you were going to die. I said, well, I kind of did die, and you know, 5.5 years ago, and I had a spiritual awakening in the driveway right before I woke up. I saw the most beautiful blue sky, big puffy clouds. I was like, oh, I could breathe. I thought I had bronchitis, but apparently I was dying from pulmonary embolism. And I remember when I got into the ICU, and the ICU nurses came in there, and they were like looking at me, and I'm like, what? What? I got a booger on my face? And they're like, no, you have no idea how lucky you are to be alive. A lot of people this happens to just die and never wake up. You know, and I actually fell out of my truck. And the pulmonologist, when I went to see him, he said, can I shake your hand? I said, why? He goes, you're a medical mystery. You should have died. There's no reason why you lived. And I'm cracking up laughing. I said, I'm sober. That's why I lived. You know, and like 20 years ago or 25 years ago, I had a psychic tell me on my right hand, I'm going to live well into my 80s and see where it gets faint here. I'm going to have a near-death experience in my mid-50s. Got that over with. I didn't die. And I remember my ex-girlfriend, when we were friends today, she called me, and she's like, Tone! I said, hey, I know exactly what you're going to say before you say it. That psychic was right. And I lived. You know, and I felt the calling while I was in the hospital to not to be a priest, not to be Joe, whatever the heck his name is, Joel, whatever his name is. I felt the calling to, I guess, share my experience right to hope and help, you know, the next sick and suffering addict. You know, I don't really like to say I'm a compulsive eater or a compulsive overeater because I'm not. I'm an addict. I'm a food addict, and that's exactly what I am. You know, and I did the AWOL today with like 9 other people, and I definitely had a spiritual awakening. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I had goosebumps from my chippity top of my freaking hair to my big toe, and it's like, I should be dead. We all should be dead. This program, I cannot say enough. Anybody, you know, never, I always say this too, never look down on a person unless you're helping them up. You know, I've had a lot of people come to my house and watch me food prep. I got a pond in my backyard with a waterfall, with a koi pond, patio. I got 2 barbecues. I just went out and cooked some protein before the meeting. You know, I got surround sound out there. I listen to like Asian Zen spa music. It's crazy, you know. I got this tattoo on my chest. You know, can you see it? It's a freaking Buddha because I was a fat guy, you know. And I'm not a Buddhist by any means. Look, his nipples pierced. Not mine, the Buddha's nipple. But you know, I was a big boy.
Tony, you have 5 minutes more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can you see this? Look at the size of that belly. That's a big boy. My friend Bree, she wouldn't mind me showing the picture. You know? And, oh, I love this picture. And you see with the glare? Look at that boy. Always have a smile on your face. Oh, there's a frog between my legs. What's frog stand for? Fully rely on God. You know, did my first 5K. Oh, no, that's my second 5K. I did my first 5K. I did the Tunnel to Towers at 300 pounds. I'm 200 pounds. Are you kidding me? You told me. Look at it. That's me on my 50th birthday. Can you see it? Look at that pumpkin head. I had a big, we can't mention specific food, sorry. I'm blessed, man. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, look at this guy. That's a 60-inch tuxedo. Okay, look at it. I know it's blurry as heck. You can't really see it, but look how big I was. I don't even look like the same person. It glares. Killer. But, you know, I didn't have 3 chins or 4 chins. I had 5 chins. It was crazy. You know, and I went to an AA meeting last night. Oh, here's a good one. 385 plus. Look at that guy. Everyone loves the big guy. I really like pride in myself in being like the biggest guy in the room. It's not really fun to be like that, you know. I don't know. I'm just blessed, very blessed. Oh, look at that. I ride a motorcycle, but I haven't ridden in a few years. Look at the size of that belly. You could, oh my God, it's like horrible. So if you're suffering or you're struggling, stop. You know, just admit complete defeat. You can't change anything if you keep thinking that you could do this on your own. You know, I had a new guy just call me from AA, and he's like, "Oh, I got your number from so and so. I need help." And I says, "Today's the first day of the rest of your life. Anybody that's on here, it's your first day. This is the first day of the rest of your life." I went to a friend's house today. She gave me some suits from her dad, and I was like, I was blown away. I like to wear sweatpants and T-shirts. You know, my company T-shirts, ABC Painting, you know, or jeans once in a while. And I had like a suit on, and I looked good, really good. Like I didn't even get it. So, like I said, just if you're struggling, just give this a chance. You know, like they say in another program, you know, do it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. If you don't like what we have, there's the door. Come back when you're ready. Because that's what they told me. They said, you know, if you want what we have, just do what we do. Winners do what they got to do. Losers do what they want to do. Period. And I'm not saying anybody here is a loser, but when we take our will back and we just, you know, think we know better. Oh, I know. You don't know anything. Every time somebody starts a sentence with "I know" or whatever, it's like, oh, yeah, you just closed your ears. You got to just stop. So, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie's. I don't know, your husband, Victor. I don't know what you are, but whatever. I'm so like shy of a cannon. I am so grateful for the Gray Sheet community. I've been to a couple of Gray Sheet retreats. There's another retreat at the end of this month and the beginning of February at Bishop Malloy in Queens. It's the last time to get a retreat there because I don't know why the retreat house is closing, but you know, there's a nice one in Connecticut. And I don't have a passport, but I want to get one because I want to go worldwide and share my message. And I love you all. That's it. I'm out. Thanks.